welcome to another video. Collage sheet day, to be exact. Collage sheet day. I'm a little tired. We've been drawing our little hearts out to make sure collage sheet day is ready. It came down to the wire. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm not gonna get them done. But I think I feel like that all the time, but this one was probably the closest I've been. I literally was so indecisive about so many bits and pieces that I just had to stop being pedantic and just do the things. So it is collage sheet day. I'll have a little chat about my journals and stuff because I feel like I haven't talked to anyone. When I say that, I'm literally talking to myself in my studio, but you get what I mean. You get what I mean. So collage sheet day, I'm pretty sure there's 10 I think. I haven't counted, I can't quite remember, but there's quite a lot. So let's get started, shall we? Let's get started with some nooks. I created some nooks last month now on video, for the video tier, and I knew that I needed to scan them for you guys because the nooks are my favorite thing, and I wanted to make them large. They are quite big, and that is because I know that people like to cut around them and turn them into their little pocket pals and things, and I also thought that you can obviously print them at half size to make them smaller, and I meant there are sections like in here that you can definitely use as background pieces if you don't want to, or you can just cut the heads out and collage them onto other bodies. So I always say that I make sure my collage sheets are quite big so that you can alter the size of them and you can do many different things with them. If I made them too small, it just cuts off so many options that you can use these for collage sheets. So I always sometimes print mine at 50%, so half the size of this if I want them smaller. But I always make sure that I give them quite large so that you have the ability to go downwards. So sometimes when you have things too small, making them larger sort of distorts them and you lose sort of image quality. So I always scan at 600 DPI and I make sure that everything is nice and big. Like when I scan these and put them into Photoshop, they would cover, like one tip in would cover a whole A4 page. And I'm actually considering making a few of these A4 so I can have them as big wraparounds on my books. But yeah, that's just me though. This one's my favorite. I know everyone really loved the panda and the weird cat dog. I wasn't a fan of this one, but lots of people were. And then I've just got a couple of fillers in the pages this month because I felt like I drew heaps and I couldn't draw anymore, otherwise I was going to be late. Now last month I made a promise to two of my dear friends, Maria and Anai, and I know that there are a lot of plant mums in our group, and I promised that I would do some plant drawings for them because they kind of begged me last month and I didn't come through. So this month I've definitely come through with a couple of versions of plants. I don't know all the names of them. I know this is a Plea, this is a Monstera, and this is a string of pearls. I can't remember what this one was called. Anai sent it to me. She sent me a few pictures of ones that she wanted me to sort of have a go at. So I've done my normal version of them, and then I've obviously done a Courtney take on them because these ones were just too plain. I get that people were going to love these in their plain form, but I went that step further and transformed them into more my world. I've got a couple of a little head. This is from previous sheets and he was a spot filler, and I have a little mushroom down here as well. So again, they're quite large, 50% when you print them, and they will shrink right down for you. So there's the normal version of the plants. Now I kind of went a bit cray and turned my the plants into monsters. So you can see here that there's another one of the plants right here, and there's the monster version and the string of pearls, and I've got a couple of the truffler trees in large form and added some eyes on them. These are from the calendar, but I really love them as standalone items. I think they're so cute, and I had to, Sian and Sam asked for a couple of singles on sheets, so I made it happen. And I love this little guy down here with the Plea hair. It reminds me of my son because my son's got if he doesn't have a haircut, he's got quite a bit of an afro, but I feel like this would be him in plain form. And I have again spot filler, one of the Monday mantras sized down because I had no room left on the minis. This one's probably my favorite. I think I'm going to use him quite a lot, and obviously this one, but I had to do my version of the plants because I was like looking at them and I like with how they look look normally, but there's more me in these guys. Like the plant monsters are just, if I could turn something into a monster, I will. And when I started tinkering, like at, you know, midnight one night, going, oh my god, I can make these into monsters, and then I furiously was drawing on my iPad and collaging and turning them into monsters. And it's kind of like reusing your work to create other things. I definitely need to do a video on stuff about that, because I think you've got a gold mine in what you've already done before, but with a few simple changes and tweaks and sort of stuff like that, especially if you've got a digital iPad. I mean, you could do the old school collage way, but I've been finding the iPad Pro and Procreate to really speed things up, especially when I'm morphing stuff I've already made. So there are those there. This little guy is so cute as well. He is this one here, I've actually like switched his coloring up a bit just to make him more monster-like. And I just think he is adorable. We've got a little, is it fiddle leaf? I want to say a fiddle leaf one. He's really cute. He was the first one that I did, and then I kind of got addicted and then just started morphing them all. This little girl was something I drew for myself when I was cataloging outfits that I want to wear to Japan, and everyone saw her and went wild for her, so I've popped her in here. She's actually the only one that I've completely finished because I'm having such a hard time trying to decide what I'm going to wear to Japan. First world problems, I know. This is the girl from your calendar. She was actually drawn on her own before I decided to turn her into a calendar image, so I thought you might enjoy her as a single. That is a filler, obviously. You've had this little picture of me on my own, but I like to have her in this little badge format, and I'd love to have her in a sticker form one day because she's super cute. And this is the, I want to say this mother's tongue, or the snake plant. I know my mother-in-law has got one at her front doorstep, and I think I might turn some of the plant monsters into a card for her because I think she'll get a kick out of it. She just accepts my weird and wonderful ways, and I think if I gave her a card with like a plant monster on it, she may love it, she may hate it, or she may just look at me and smile because she knows that I'm the black sheep of the family, well, the pink sheep of the family, and it's a-okay. She's finally come around to knowing that Courtney's weird and we love her for it. It's taken me 8 years, but we're finally on that sort of playing field. Okay, for your days of the week, I have done half and half, and it is because I put a post in the Facebook group and I had some of these which will match your numbers, and I had some of these which kind of go hand in hand with the plant theme of this month, and I had half people like this and half people like that, and it happens every single time. I swear they do it just to see if they can push me to my limits. So I've actually done half and half, so you can see there is 2 weeks of the multicolored sort of more collagey bright stuff, and then there is 2 weeks of the plant. Now I couldn't fit them all and I didn't want to size them down any further. Again, print them at 50%, and you'll get a smaller version of them, but I thought they were really cute and I couldn't decide, which is why I asked you guys. And this is the other thing, it took me so long because no one would decide anything, so I've given you both. I've also made a couple of little sort of journaling spots. This one says today and this one says to do, with the little plants on them. Again, to make my US besties so happy this month. They're my Sam and Sian from the US. That's how I envision Maria and Annie. And they definitely, every now and again, will sort of whisper in my ear, can we have these for collage sheets? Can we have these for collage sheets? And last month, I promised them that I would do some plants this month because they are heavily into their plant love at the moment. And I know a lot of the internet is too. So I decided to do just that. And here's the normal version of the fiddle leaf. I still think the monster versions are way cuter, but that's just me. And I also made smaller versions and gave you blank ones so that if you wanted to come in with your date stamper, you could stamp the dates on them, or you can handwrite your own days of the week if you've got days of the week stamps. I know people like to change it up and not everyone likes the fonts that I pick for collage sheets, so I like to be as accommodating as possible without it killing my soul and making me a chained to my iPad, which I have been for the last week. I've also put the calendar image without the calendar in a small, like a medium format, because I think a lot of people liked her on her own as well. And I've given you some little hearts, because the numbers this month, like I said last month, would be sketchy hearts, and I've done them in quite a large format, but I've also given them to you blank, so you can use this as a background. You can cut them out and add them to things. I think this would look really rad on acetate, and I haven't gotten to the printers because I literally finished the last bit of sheets 10 minutes ago, and I've sat right down to film this video. So tonight when we go out for Boo's birthday dinner, because my little one is turning 11, or is 11 today, I will be going to get some acetate done with these, and I might actually get this done on sticker paper because I think these would be really cute stickers. And of course I couldn't go without giving you a big fat background page. I absolutely love the background pages. They are great for literally covering your journals in one hit without having any fuss. And I know a lot of you guys love to do this when you're layering your journals. They make great for tipping cards. So I always like to use them in my work, and I use them for Monday mantras and stuff, but I know you guys have a blast using these, so I've given you a very abstract background sheet. And of course, minis. There are minis this month, and I will give them out to all tiers. We've got tiny little numbers. We've got half the plants, the Nook Dwellers, and a couple of Monday mantras, and that's it. I thought that was enough. That's a full page of artiness for you. Is that everything? Yeah, I think so. I think I've given, that's, so there's a lot to take in. There's a lot to love. There's all the things. We are just coming into spring. You guys just finished summer, but I think houseplants are an all-rounder love for people. I think it's going to just be really nice. I think there are lots of things that people are going to love in here this month. Oh God, I love this guy so much. I'm going to turn him into a bookmark, I think. Love him, love him, love him. Also the one that reminds me of Lige. Now, let's have a little quick chat about journals, since I may as well. It's literally, why not? I can do what I want. I've got 8 minutes left on my SD card because my SD card was almost full. The video tier, you can probably leave if you want because you've kind of seen all this. My journal is currently in my traveler's notebook from the airport edition, and that is because I've also lost my string. I took it out for some reason and I can't find it, so it's stringless at the moment. Oh, well, you know what I mean. The wraparound string is stringless, and I've just kind of stuck my superior label, and it's because my journal, the cover that my OG Midori one has been turned into a junk journal for Japan, or the startings of one. So I've been slowly piecing together a junk journal to take as my travel journal, and because I'm taking it in my standard, I've just moved everything out of it that isn't this journal, so that I know that all this journal is my travel journal, and to slowly sort of get it together. So it feels kind of weird not having it with me every day. Well, because now this one hasn't actually been used very much. It still feels very suede-y. I might have to attack it with some of that leather balm that I did for my camel. So I've got quite a few. Was this meant to be glued? No, it wasn't. So I've got bits and pieces in here. It's still got a long way to go. I've got tip-ins to make. I've got, you know, stamp dates to add, more bits and pieces. This was just the start of it. I want to do more sewn pages as well. I dissected a couple of inserts from the Traveler's Factory, like the 003. So I've added some of that paper in it. And this is all the plastic sleeves that are in credit card slots. So I dissected a few of those. And I've sewn pages, I've used collage papers, I've used bits of notebook paper that I get from the stationery selection box that I've been hoarding. I've got Marianne Moss free downloadable printables in here. I've obviously got my own stuff, letter writing paper, tea-dyed paper, stickers, a whole heap of stuff. And I'm not doing heaps of prep because I want it to really be filled up with memories from the trip. But I definitely want to make sure that I've got, you know, dates and everything and stuff like that kind of in here. Not even dates. I'm going to pre-stamp dates on little bits of paper and have it in like one of the Ziplocs. So I'm going to be putting one of these in here, or maybe even my leather one. But maybe I might just stick with the clear one so I can see what I've got. And I've got my little book that I have, my little Miffy folder that's got all my stickers and things. So I'm going to put those in afterwards. But that's generally the look of my junk journal, and I think it feels really nice in the hand, and I think it's because it's just is really light at the moment. So I'm trying to remind myself, keep it light, because this is the journal that's coming with me to Japan, and I cannot wait to fill it and just enjoy the process and add. I am taking a little passport notebook with me to jot down things daily, so memories, things that I see that I, you know, I'm not going to always have time to sit down and get out this journal and journal about it on the spot, but I do want to take notes as the days go by so I don't miss the essence of the trip, and then sort of come home of a nighttime every night, hopefully, fingers crossed, and decompress a bit into my journal, or I'll have all those notes and things to work on when I get home. That's kind of my general thought process. But I've got my normal journal in my airport edition. I kind of like it without the string though. That kind of feels nice. I mean, well, it may not work if your journal is like super thick and chunky, and mine's kind of half and half. It's not popping open. It's not sort of busting at the seams just yet, but it's really working. I know someone asked me for this for collage sheets, but I just didn't have the room, so I will definitely tweak her for next month. There will be some Halloween elements in next month's collage sheets because I have a blast making a couple of little spooky bits and pieces, like the ghost cats were a Halloween edition and they became people's favorites. I use ghost cats regardless of the time of the year. There'll be some ghosts, maybe some pumpkins, you don't know, there'll be a few, only a few. I'm not going to go overboard, but no, there will be some in the October sheets for you. They will go live actually while I'm away, so even though I've just finished collage sheets today, I will be starting on the October ones within the next day or two because I've got a lot of pre-filming and a lot of work to do before I leave to make sure that everything goes smoothly while I am away. I think that's all I've got to say. It is literally, I've only got 3 minutes left on my SD card, but I think that's it. I need to go and prep my little girl's, she's not so little anymore, birthday cake. I gave her presents this morning and we're about to take her tonight to go get new glasses as part of her birthday present. She begged us for new glasses. And so I said, well, it's a big purchase. They aren't, you know, they're not cheap. Would you like it as part of your birthday present? Thinking she would say no. But she jumped at the chance. So I said, okay. So we're actually taking her to where I get my glasses from. Obviously not my big fat heart frames and stuff because I get them online. But all my clear pink frames and things are from a certain place called Oscar Wiley. And she wants to have some clear blue frames or something like that. So I think she's kind of outgrown the kitty range at Specsavers, which breaks my heart. But we'll see what she picks. It'll be interesting, but I hope you are excited about this month's collage sheets. I cannot wait to see what you do with all the bits and pieces, especially the plants, because there's a lot of love in there. I want to know, I'm gonna find it interesting to see how many normal plants versus how many monster plants I see under the hashtag Inky Patreon Tribe, which is the hashtag I and all the other Inkies use for me to find you on Instagram and for other Inkies to find each other. I stalk that hashtag all the time. So I know if you're using collage sheets, please use that hashtag, or if you're using it in YouTube videos, please make sure you link it and say where you get them from. You guys are my advertising, I guess. I'm such a crappy advertiser, which is bad because I'm meant to be like all good at it for social media, but it's just not me. I find that watching you guys get joy and use these in your journals is enough advertisement for me, and it works. Especially Mitz. Mitz, you're a Trojan when it comes to advertising my collage sheets in your beautiful journal with me videos. So I'm very, very grateful to anyone that actually does support me and shows that support publicly. It really does help with my my job and my promotion, and gets new people in that I wouldn't normally be able to reach or haven't heard of me before. Word of mouth is a very powerful thing in this day and age. So I'm very, very grateful and very thankful for anyone that has done that lip service for me. That is it. I'm going. I literally have 40 seconds before I get cut off. Have a fantastic September, my loves, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.
Before, but you are the love of my life. I knew when you came through the door that you are the love of my life. Nothing's hard, everything is easy with you around. No bombards, everything is easy when you come around. Hold on now. I remember meeting you